Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back here with a very exciting podcast interview for you here today. I'm back here with Taran Armstrong, and we are here to talk with one of the stars of Big Brother 25, and I would say the unquestioned winner of the Big Brother postseason. What an honor to have America Lopez here with us. America, how are you?
Woo! Woo! I am so excited to be here. Thanks, y'all. It's great to meet you, Rob. Taran, big fan.
So nice to get to talk to you. America, how are you doing?
Good. You know, it's been what 3-4 weeks since I've been out of the house. I'm doing well. We're doing the Americory world tour right now. So I was visiting Cory in Florida. I was there for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And now we're here in New York. We saw Bowie yesterday. We saw Izzy today. Next is New Orleans and then Texas. So I'm doing well, just really busy.
Yes, very excited that we will get to see you and Cory next week with us in New Orleans for the big live show. And that should be very exciting once you get to see like one of these crazy events too.
I know. I'm super stoked to be there. I've never been to one of these events before. I've been, as a fan, I would go to a lot of Big Brother meet and greets. I've never been to a Survivor event. I've seen 2 seasons of Survivor. I saw Zach's, and then I went back and watched.
That was quick if you just had to watch Zach's.
Well, I watched his season, right? The entire season, not just that one episode. But yeah, so I saw Zach's and the first season. Now I'm watching 45 and catching up with that. Just finished episode 3. So yeah, I'll be all caught up by next week. I'm super excited to meet everyone. I saw that most of the cast is going to be there. So I'm excited. I'm ready to meet everyone.
Yeah. I mean, things are usually like a whirlwind when you get out of the house. It's like there's so much going on. Have you felt like you've been able to ground yourself yet, or are you still just kind of flying around?
I'm still flying around. I feel like Dorothy in the tornado,
Yeah.
right? Especially like that first weekend out of the house, and we're going to like all these parties in LA, and everyone's just like yanking you in every direction and wanting to take photos with you and talking about some of their favorite moments in the house. And you're like, you know, I had so many people talk to me about the Constitution, and I was like, what are you like? That was such a small part of, you know, my experience. And these people are like, oh, I'm meeting producers that were like, I worked on that piece. Like, it was my favorite thing to work on. And I was like, oh, of course. But I don't know. I was so scared. I was like, I'm not gonna read anything about me. I'm not gonna look myself up when I come out of the house. I'm, you know, hashtag BB25 is dead to me. And I love Twitter. I'm a big Twitter girly, but I was so scared of what the reception was gonna be and like what the perception was of me and Cory being together, that I was like, I'm totally gonna avoid it. And of course, I get my phone back. First thing I do is open up Twitter. I unprivate my account. I was like, okay, like, let me see what's the damage here.
Let's go.
And the first tweet that I opened up was like, oh, America, hashtag Americans. She's a grimy little piss girl like the rest of us. We love her. I was like,
very rude for a Big Brother alumni to have posted that.
I was like, oh my God, they love me. It's not bad. It's okay here. Americans, Americory, the Coors whores. I was like, that is so hilarious. That is so funny.
You loved it.
I love it. I'm so into it. And I love Twitter, and I love that's, if I had any fan base, I would want it to be the Twitter fan base. So I'm glad I got my little home there.
Yeah, it's been very, very fun, and you've done such a good job with it and really embraced it. I mean, what's that just been like to, you know, come out and have this fan base that is really just so incredibly energized?
They're so passionate, right? That's the one thing I'm like, they're not just like fans, they're stans. And it is so funny to like, I mean, I'm sure y'all saw like Bowie Jane's live yesterday or like 2 days ago, where that
refresh my memory. What happened?
So, okay, so Bowie Jane was on live here in New York City. And somebody comes up to her and they're like, oh, I'm from the Pound Town Americory Discord, like one of the leaders or whatever, one of the people that came up with the name in the group. I love Americory. Can you please like tell them that I said hi? Thank you so much for being nice to them. So it's and they're like, oh, America's birthday's tomorrow, and I'm like, I don't think I ever like announced like, oh, my birthday's tomorrow, guys. Like, it's so they know all these different things. It's so funny. I mean, I love it. I think it's super cute. I know Cory likes it too. I'll catch him every now and then, like on the phone, like hashtag Americory and reading through like the latest tweets. Coming out, like seeing all the fan cams. Oh my God. OMG. They're so funny. Yeah, like we saw like the Pound Town one with and, like the different Nicki songs, and the one to Gas Pedal is so funny. So it's been fun to see like, you know, everyone being so like, you know, like passionate about it, and they really like us, and I'm like, okay, like it's nice to get like that sort of reassurance that like I did something right, like because I felt like such a fuck up when I came out of the show. I was like, oh my God, like, and y'all saw me like just crying that last week, like, oh my God, I ruined Cory's game, like I suck so badly, what kind of super fan am I? So it was nice that, you know, people like didn't like, you know, they liked the sloppiness a little bit, even though I didn't, you know, they appreciated it a little bit, or didn't like beat me up about it, which is nice.
Did you see the Blairid fan cams? Rob was a pretty big fan of those.
The Blairid?
We'll
Yeah.
Who's
send it
that?
to you. We'll send.
Who's that? I don't know that. I haven't seen a I don't know. And you know what? Like,
I think there was just one.
Yeah,
yeah,
there's one.
okay.
I don't know who made it though. It's some sort of
I
deviant
do know who
of some
made it.
sort.
Yeah.
Might have been Jared. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. No, I haven't seen. I mean, I only see mine and Cory's,
Mm.
and
Mhm.
I'll see like Cory's like thirst trap fan cams, where it's just like him and his course whores, and I love them. I think they're super cute, and I love that people are thirsting after him.
Yeah. Really, I mean, you started it. You like I mean, I don't know from Cory, maybe he will like have this reveal one day, but I feel like you really started the trend, and now you were there first, and now other
Yeah.
people are trying to come after him.
First on the
Uh,
bandwagon.
yeah, like go for it. Like shoot your shot. I don't know, the more the merrier. I'm JK. I love it. I like that people like appreciate Cory. We saw this tweet, LOL, this morning that was like, oh, in a house full of C minuses, America met an A minus and made him an A plus. And we're just like, what the fuck? Like that, thank you. What? So we really do like we're on Twitter all the time. We're reading every single comment, and we've muted a bunch of people, like any sort of like negative comment, or even, well, we didn't mute that person with the tweet that I just said because that was kind of funny. But like if it's like really negative or like just mean and nasty, like I'll mute it because I want to be able
Not
to.
block, but mute them.
I mute, yeah, not block. I just think that's easier and that's better, and that doesn't give them the satisfaction
Yeah.
of knowing that I blocked them, but I just don't want to see that, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Have you had any
it's kind of
offers
hurting.
of like people paying for trips? I heard that's the thing for showmance.
We haven't had anybody offer anything yet.
You gotta get on that. That's the sweet deal I heard.
I know but I don't want to be the next Kyle and Alyssa, you know? I would, but then what does that say about us, you know? So I'm fine just like doing
But did
cameos for now.
somebody paid for a trip for them?
Mhm.
Yeah, they went to Hawaii last year,
I didn't
right?
know that.
A fan paid for it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I heard at least, you know?
Was the
Yeah, I
fan there with them?
I
I
don't
don't
think so.
think so.
Oh, I just wanted them to go have a nice
You
time.
know, they just listen, they just love, like Julie.
Oh,
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. So, America, I know that you have also had a lot of success on Cameo since you've gone on, where even the Cameo website is promoting you.
Yeah, trauma. I opened up my Cameo. I get like 50 and I put a cap on it. 50 requests, right? Because I was like, oh, that seems a reasonable amount. They like sell out like immediately, right? It was like half an hour and an hour. And I am a huge procrastinator. And
Yeah.
I know that I have this trip coming up to Florida. And I'm like, fuck it, whatever. Like, I'll do them at the airport. I'll do them there. Of course, I wait until the last second. So it's 2 hours. I have 45 cameos left. I'm hanging out with Cory and his friends, and I'm locked up in a room. Cory's like, you're not leaving here until you finish these cameos. He's like, I will babysit you and you will finish them because they're expiring. And, it was like less than 2 hours, I think. So I do my first one. I'm there and it's like one question. And of course, I ramble on for a bit. I send it. He's like, how long was that? And I was like, 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Too long.
Like, you cannot do that. He's like, speed it up. So he was there for the next 2 hours, just like, he cut me off literally. Like, I'd start rambling and he'd be on the other side of the phone, like, now stop. So I'm like, okay, bye. So if you see any like cameos of me just like, cutting it short, it's because Cory's there yelling at me. But yeah, I mean, I love it. It's been really nice. It's a fun way to interact with fans. It's actually so funny because last year I got a cameo for my birthday from Janelle, and it's like one of the best birthday presents that I've ever gotten. And Janelle's there like, happy birthday, Merry Christmas. We're going to hang out one day, girl, in New York, and we're going to get drinks. And I watch that video all the time. When I first got it, and I watched it through the audition process and the interview process, I was like, as motivation. So it's just like completely surreal that like I'm now getting requests and people want to hear from me and are paying for that. It's super cool. And it feels like, like, oh, whittle me. Like, I don't deserve this, but it's fun. I like it.
Have you connected with Janelle after the season is over?
I haven't, because I'm shy, I have had some BB alumni like reach out to me, and everyone's been super sweet and great. Everyone's been sending me like tweets that Janelle tweeted about me. There's this really cool one of me morphing into her, which I wish were the case, but I suck at comps. But yeah, so maybe I will. Let me drink a little bit, and then maybe I'll shoot my shot and send her a DM, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, you gotta maybe somebody will order a cameo from you for her, and then she'll have one of you that she can play when she's watching The Traitors. She'll be like, all right, America has me.
She's like, she's got my back. America's a fan. I'm like, yes, Janelle, I love you. Even though you're a Cam fan. I forgive you.
I did see an endorsement for AFP.
What was that?
I did see an endorsement for AFP.
For Cam?
I believe so.
Yeah, I did too. That's why I haven't reached out, because I did see that as well. So I'm like, oh, maybe she can't be trusted. But
yeah. Okay. How was the trip to down to Florida for Thanksgiving with the entire Wurtenberger family?
It was super fun. They're all so involved. It is so, and Cory's just there rolling his eyes the entire time, like, oh, mom, stop embarrassing me. Because his mom has seen every single tweet.
Stephanie.
Steph was on the live. We did the live where I was like shaving off his mustache the other day, and she's on the live. She's right next door, but she's on the live like typing in, her comments, and his dad is on there too. They're all super involved, which is I think that's a lot of fun, right? And his little sister, she's 9 years old, and she'll like tell you anything about any past season, which is insane. I met his grandparents and his aunts and uncles, and they're all like just as involved as Steph. Well, maybe not as much, but like it was a lot of fun. I had a really good time with them. I was only there for like 4 or 5 days, but yeah, I got to spend a lot of time with Molly and Cory and his friends from school. So it was a good time.
But can you respond, America, to the allegations that the turkey was dry at Thanksgiving?
No comment.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I want to be invited back. So it was.
Taran, people really were critiquing the Wurtenberger turkey on Thanksgiving.
How would they? Just from the look of it?
From the look of it, that it was on somebody's Instagram story.
Well, Zach set his grandma up. Why would he do that? It's literally like a white tablecloth and like string beans and some dry ass looking turkey. That's it.
Looking.
He's
That's
trying
what
to
I said.
shame
Drug
his
ass looking
grandma.
turkey. And then they like compared it to Felicia's. And it's just like mac and cheese and like sweet potato casserole and just like, food galore. And I'm like, oh, Zach, he did it to himself.
You
How
can't
dare
compare
he?
it to Felicia's. That's just not fair.
Okay. So America, can we you want to talk a little bit BB25? I guess what about this experience do you feel like that maybe people have misunderstandings about your game that you played?
Um, I mean, I don't know. I think it was pretty straightforward, right? I don't know if people misunderstand. I mean, people have been talking about, why would I trust Blue so much? And why would I trust Jag and keep trying to work with them, even when information that I give them keeps getting back to me? And obviously, I shouldn't trust them. But it's just so tough when you're in there. And I felt like Cory was my one person. I had to try to make connections elsewhere. I wasn't winning any competition, so I was like, let me make myself useful by like providing information to people, but nobody cared. And I mean, y'all saw like Jag would not listen to me. It was so frustrating. I just really fucked with Jag. Jag was like a really good friend from the beginning. I really wanted to work with him. But, he was already in this 7 deadly sins thing and he thought it was real. And no matter what I said, it wasn't ever going to be me. He was so loyal to Izzy and Cirie. And it was just so frustrating. And at the end, like, I mean, I'm so stupid. Like, I should have known with Blue. I had been trying the entire season. The vibes were always off. I did feel awful when, she made that final 2 with me. And I immediately went to Cory and like ratted it out. So I guess a lot of it was just like guilt from that. And I'm like, oh, like I'm not a girl's girl. Like why I betrayed her for Cory. And I kept talking to Cory about it. I was like, I feel really bad about this. And he was like, no, America, like he's trying to make me feel better. Like it's okay. Like what else were you supposed to do? She told you that you were going to put me up. Like that's so, dumb of her. And I was like, okay, I guess. But I just kept trying and trying until the very end, obviously. Like I told her that she was a target because I wanted her to trust me and Cory more than Matt and Jag, but it was too late. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a girl's girl.
Lots of girls.
Ew. Who is that? I guess I wasn't. I'm a Cory's whore. That's who I ended up being. Yeah, I mean, I was just really trying to work with her. I thought we had a lot of things in common and I thought it could work.
What about outside of the house? Are you two good now?
I haven't really talked to Blue. I don't really talk to anyone in the cast, honestly. I mean,
Only Cory?
Only Cory, pretty much. Bowie. I mean, surprisingly, the person that I talk to most outside of Cory is Jag's brother.
Yeah.
He's like always hitting me up, long ass paragraphs. I'm like, yeah, I'll go to OMAC. Yeah, give me a second. Like, let me get my life together, and then I'll think about doing a live with you or a TikTok something. We'll figure it out then. But for now, like, let me breathe a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What does he want to talk about?
I don't know. Just I don't know. I don't know.
Did I see a video of you yelling at him in a parking lot one time?
You did see that. Yeah, there were a couple of videos.
Did you see that, Taran?
No.
Yeah. Did you tell him to go to hell? Or literally F off?
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly. No, I think I did. I mean, we were just goofing around, first night out of the house. I didn't drink at all. Finale night, I was just so nervous. So second night, I went crazy. We were at Blues Mom's restaurant and it was just us. It was a more intimate gathering. So yeah, I started drinking. I was like, let's just tell Jazz off, right? Why not? Oh, and while we're at it, let's tell Mimi off too. She's here too. She deserves some heat. So I started going off on Mimi and I was like, Mimi, like I wanted to work with you. Like you would never give me anything. So that's what you saw. But I haven't talked to Mimi since. I haven't talked to anybody really. I've talked to Jack quite a bit. We saw Izzy today. That was fun. Her and Paige are great. And we saw Miss Miranda Bowie Jane yesterday. That was fun.
Mm-hmm. How is Bowie?
I mean, she's all right, I guess. I don't know. She's been
Oh.
traveling everywhere as well. We're just talking about the game with her, and she's like, "Oh, I wanted to work with you guys," and I was like, "Oh, then you should have.
Yes.
Then you shouldn't have evicted me during your HOH, Bowie. Come on. Then maybe you could have won." But let's be honest, she didn't care about winning, right? And she told us that at dinner. She's like, "Oh, like I had this 4-hour long conversation with Jag about how I understood if he wanted to cut me for Matt, you know." And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
get the check. Like, let's get out of here. What do you mean? So yeah, she did end up paying. It's the least that she could do.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured also, speaking of Mimi, if you needed something like after, you know, a heavy night of drinking, you might want to take some
acetaminophen.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What is
That
that?
you weren't you didn't hear about the
Acetaminophen.
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 Who
Sorry, I
she
just had
with?
to play
That's so funny. I mean, did y'all hear about the Twisted Tasks thing?
No.
We talked about it. So Mimi was the host of Twisted
Do you know about
Tasks.
this, Taran? Twisted Tasks?
I mean, I know what Twisted Tasks was.
So it was the second veto, right? And Mimi
Mhm.
was hosting. So she goes in front of the screen in the HOA in the living room, sorry. We're all there. We're super anxious waiting for the results. It was a super tense competition, right? Because Matt came out and there was that whole thing where she couldn't really. So it was like pretty somber mood. And then Mimi starts, you know, presenting the times, and she's like, "Twisted task." And in the little like earpiece, they're like, "Tasks." And she's like, "That's what I'm saying. Task. Twisted task." And we're all looking at her like, "You're not saying it, Mimi." So we're there literally like 5 minutes, and she's like, "Task, task, task." And she could not get it. We were just talking to Izzy about it. She's like, "That wasn't even on the episode." We're like, "What? That was such a funny moment." She couldn't say tasks. So yeah, classic Mimi.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite sound bites of the whole season, I think, was
The one I like was the Cam's wrong.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I've got the
Wrong. No, what do you mean wrong?
Oh, I was so mad. It's so frustrating when people are just like, "Oh, nobody would believe me. Nothing I said. Nobody would believe me for some fucking reason."
wrong. Yeah, you also had the with Heisem.
You used the word leftovers.
I did not.
You did.
No, I did not.
The entire time I'm like, "Cory, I don't think he said leftovers." But at this point, it's like I'm too far.
I'm pot
Like,
committed.
yeah, like I committed. I'm too far along to like back up now. It's just gonna make me look shady.
Yeah.
And he did say it, but maybe the context wasn't, or like it wasn't in the way that I said he said it, right? But
Right.
whatever.
Close enough.
It did the work. It got the job done, right?
Mhm.
America, has anybody from Big Brother reached out to you about playing reindeer games?
LOL. I wish, the comp beast that I am, you would think that someone would reach out, right?
Mhm.
No, sadly, no, I don't get to compete in the slip and slide. Or the
Oh, that's what they're saving
shuffleboard.
it for, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm still waiting for it.
Mhm.
Yeah, still waiting for the call. I got a new phone just so I could prepare for that, just
Yeah.
in case.
Okay, yes. So just it was a big deal on social media that you lost your phone this weekend, but you are back up and running, new phone.
Yep.
Did we ever find out what happened to the old phone?
Well, I don't know really. I probably left it in the Uber. Me and Cory went out to Miami for the first time. And it's funny because Cory the entire time was like, "I don't party, I don't go out, I don't drink. All I've done with Cory since we got out of the house is go out and dance." So it's been fun. We went to Miami, had a nice night out with Joseph. It was super funny because we were at the club, having fun, shaking ass, whatever. And then the bottle girls come out with like the sparklers and the sign, and it just says like hashtag Americunts. And I was like, what the? I was like, this is so funny. And then there's another sign that comes out and it says Big Brother 25. And then we look up on the big screen and it's the Halloween photo of me and Cory in our costumes.
Yeah.
So he's wearing the baby outfit. It's like in the middle of the club. Everyone's probably like, what the fuck? Like, who are these people? Who are these clowns? But yeah, that was the last video I took on that phone.
Mhm.
And then
I think I did
lost.
see that on social media.
Yeah, I think it was the last thing I posted, and then I think I just threw my phone into the crowd.
Went out with a bang.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck it, I don't care about anything anymore. But yeah, it was fun. So I think I left it in the Uber in Miami, or at the club, or at the burrito place next to the club.
Mhm.
We'll never know.
Okay.
Did you know
Wait,
about how in the preseason there were people that didn't think you were real?
Oh, yes.
I did see that. I saw that on Reddit. And yeah, my mom was like, they didn't think you were real because you had like no social media presence. And I was like, that was for a reason. Because I know these people are vultures. I know they're like, picking at any little thing. So I think it's super funny. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, red and blue in America. There's got to be a twist. And
People thought you were like a production plant that was going to be like America's Player, that was going to be basically like you were like an actress.
Or that you were a twin?
I did see the twin one too, but I think it's funny. I wish I would have been America's Player. It would have made sense with my name, right? I was waiting for America's Player all season long. I kept asking Cory, like, are you America's Player? Like, come on, they got to bring back
He is now.
something from the past. Like Pandora's Box too. I was waiting for Pandora's Box all season. That didn't happen. Instead, we got Comic Week. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, America, the Wurtenbergers are just so online and all like tweeting and such a big part of the community. I feel like that we have not heard, and forgive me if I've missed it, but is anybody from your family like very active on any social media?
They're not at all. Like, first off, I told my parents that I was going to be on Big Brother, and they're like, "What is that?" They didn't know what Big Brother was. My siblings had never seen it before. They don't watch it, so they're not involved, and they're not big on social media or like big tweeters or like Facebook people or whatever. So they haven't really been as active. They're also like a lot more shy and reserved, and they keep to themselves a lot. But they do see what's going on, and they have been seeing. So one of the first questions my mom asked, because she had the live feeds on in the living room at all times, she's like, okay, so we were watching this live eviction episode, and then we switch on to the live feeds. Or no, she's like, we were watching like a Wednesday episode, and then we switch the live feeds, and you're in the shower. She's like, what? She's like, I almost had a heart attack. What were you doing? And I was like, oh my God. If I'm getting asked these questions, Cory is as well. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. They're not as active, and I sort of prefer it that way. I don't want them to get involved. It gets messy, and if anyone's gonna do social media, it's gonna be me. So whatever.
How did you get so like involved in the show and social media if none of them were?
I mean, I started watching it just by myself,
Yeah.
when I was, I think season 6 it was season 6 that I watched. I was 11, started watching by myself. And then from then on, like every summer I would watch it by myself. Twitter, I got, 2014, I was active. I tried to delete, going into the house, I tried to delete as many tweets as I could that had the hashtag BB, whatever on it. And still some of them were leaked. I was pissed. I was like, I made my account private. I deleted a bunch of my tweets. And then I meet Derek X and Joseph at the finale party. And they're like, I saw the tweets. And I'm thinking like, what the fuck? And then Claire comes up and she's like, I saw you were thirsting over my man. And I was like, oh my God, like I want to kill myself. And then I had Brittany from last season be like, I heard you're not a very big fan of mine, but I still want to reach out and say like, congrats and welcome to the family. I was like, oh my God, like what? So I immediately went and I was like, who leaked my tweets? And somebody gave me the link to like all of it. And it was like, like, oh, Joseph, I love you. Derek X, you have a chokehold on me. Like, Brittany, I hate you. You're a rat. It was just a bunch of shit. Like, I'm talking shit about Turner too, and some of them. Like, I'm like, Turner, if you support Kyle, you're a racist too. Like, this is a lot of shit that I was like, oh, I thought I had wiped that, but of course, people were
It's
able to
hard.
find.
I mean, to be fair though, like people loved those tweets. They weren't like they didn't get you in trouble with the fan base, at least.
I know, but they got me in trouble with Brittany and Claire and and Joseph.
No,
and-
Claire
real
doesn't care.
trouble. Yeah.
No, I know it was funny, but at the time I was like, oh my God, get me back into the house. I hate it here. Like,
How did they leak? Do you know? If you
I
thought
don't
you
know,
deleted
because
them.
if you look at the screenshots, it does say on the side like follow. So it's not somebody that's following me. I don't know. Hackers, I don't know. People are kind of
You
talented
got
and
hacked.
tech savvy, and I got hacked. A dog 956 was important enough to get hacked.
Yeah.
Which is
That was before your phone got stolen.
that was before my phone got stolen. I don't know. I don't know.
Have you changed all of your
I
logs?
haven't. I probably should. And you know what I also didn't have in that other phone? I didn't have insurance because I had just upgraded my phone. And I was like, fuck it. I've never lost a phone before. Why am I going to waste $20 a month when
Right.
I don't ever lose a phone? And I did. And now I
Listen,
have insurance.
turn Cameo back on for an afternoon, and then you get a new
Yeah.
phone.
No, that's what I said. I was like, okay, this is just 30 cameos. This is how I measure any bill from now on. I'll be like,
Mhm.
I went out to eat. I'm like, oh, this is about 2 cameos. Easy.
Yeah. You said that you got into the show in Big Brother 6. And of course, when the pressure cooker came back, that we like on the outside of the house, we all had known, oh, America is going to know about the pressure cooker. We know that you did some kind of a competition for Mr. Beast where you went how many hours for Mr. Beast?
It was 46 hours. I got like 14th place. It was the funniest thing ever. This was COVID 2020, and there was nothing to do. So I woke up one morning, checked my phone. It's like, oh, Mr. Beast is having this competition. It starts in 2 hours. I was like, fine. 6 hours of sleep. I was like, I can do it. Let me just see. It's a little goofy, funny competition. I'd never heard of Mr. Beast before. Let me try to do it. And I'm there like 2 days later, like just hallucinating, trying to keep my finger pressed. I was literally like just losing it. And eventually I
Could you
lost.
sleep?
No, because it was like, so the game was, there was like a little dot on the
Yeah.
screen and it moved around every 3 to 5 seconds. And you had to slide your thumb to that point before the 3 to 5 seconds were up, or you would lose. So I was literally just looking at the screen
Oh
for
my
the entire
God.
time. It was traumatic. But when I heard about the pressure cooker, I was like, this is it. Pressing buttons, that's
Mhm.
my competition. I can do this. And I remember Kaser coming up on the screen. I immediately looked at Cory and we were like, we knew before he even said anything, like we knew what competition this is going to be. And we were all psyched. And it was so annoying to hear everyone around us being like, who's that? What is he talking about? Even when we're in the backyard, they're like, wait, what are we about to do? I'm like, we're about to press a button. You just don't let go. Everyone was so annoying, but whatever. Yeah, that was the most fun I've had. It was so miserable. It was so cold. And I was like, in my head, I was just like, this is so amazing. Like, I cannot believe I'm playing Big Brother, and I cannot believe I'm playing the pressure cooker, like out of all competitions.
Well, you went so far, and I think a lot of people were bummed that you didn't go all the way. I think there was so much support. People really wanted to see you win that pressure cooker. But could you just talk through a little bit with us, because it was so long ago and we haven't gotten to hear you talk about it. So why did you want to give up at the point you did?
So I think I went into it and I was like, I'm not gonna throw this competition. I want to win, right? I want to go all the way. This is my comp. I could already see it. I could already see the BB Daily Updates tweet. America has won HOH, right? But I mean, when it came down to it, it was me, Mimi, and Cam. And I was like, I feel good with Cam. I don't feel good with Mimi. Let me see how far this goes. I was like, if Mimi drops, I think I'll consider dropping to Cam because I know I'm going to get good position with him, or I thought I was. But if Cam dropped, I think I would have kept going with Mimi. But yeah, I mean, when it came down to me and Cam, I was exhausted, just like physically, mentally, it was draining. And, I think I had already talked to Cory like about who I was thinking of putting up. And he was like very like against it, right? I was like, oh, I think Cirie and Izzy, like they have to go. They're running the house. They can't be doing this. He wasn't gonna let me do that. It was gonna be Red and Bowie. And that's so lame. I was like, oh, I don't want to have to do that. But I also don't want to be the one to draw the line. Cause I felt at the time that I was sort of in the middle of both things. I wasn't in the family style really, but I also wasn't with the for real yet. I don't think. Maybe I was, but like I was sort of in between, right? And with Cam, I was like, I feel good with him if he keeps me and Cory safe. Um, and accidentally kept Matt safe too. Then I'm all right with it. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, and at the end of the day, like the path to power would have ruined because Matt would have saved Cirie or whoever she wanted
Exactly.
to
And then the
anyway.
next
So
week, my ass would have been grass because Jared won the BB Odd Couples. So I would have definitely been targeted that week if I had taken that shot week 4. And also, what a waste. I cannot imagine being Cam and going that long in the pressure cooker only for it to be like a dead week, right? And all for nothing. So also, I was like, oh, Kaser got second. I can get second. I was like, I
worked
just
out
hope I don't
great
get
for him.
Kasered.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, you had no idea, of course, like how close you were to the record of Big Brother Canada's or Big Brother 6, right? Like that was wild.
they said it was like what, 3 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, I would have held on longer. I had no idea. But honestly, at that moment, like we just lost all like, like sense of time. I thought it was like 4 in the morning when I had let go. And then Mimi comes back from the bathroom and she's like, guys, it's like sun's out. Like sun's like way up. Like it's high up there. I was like, there's no way. It feels like it's only been like 8, maybe 9 hours. So knowing that it was like we were so close and getting out of there at like 9 a.m. was crazy. I was like, oh my God. Also, I haven't seen any of the episodes, but how dramatic was that fight inside with Cirie, Jared, and Izzy? Did Cory fuck us? I think that is so funny, and that's great, great TV. That's funny.
I mean, it was really good. I think the episodes don't give it as much justice as they should. But like it was very funny watching the live feeds of the 3 of them losing their minds.
I know. I'm
Or
so
I guess
mad
the 4
for.
of them.
Go ahead.
The 4 of them in there, with because at first it was just Felicia watching the screen, which was hilarious too.
Oh my God, it must have been so funny. I'm so mad that the feeds are down. I would have wanted to go back and see like specific moments, but I'm sure I can look them up. I haven't seen the full length of that conversation. I haven't seen the Humiliverse fight yet. Um,
Mhm.
I'm still saving that for another day, another night, but
Oh, yeah, you weren't there for it too, so you haven't seen it at all.
that's gonna be fun. I mean, like I've seen Cory and like Jag, they would reenact it and it would be funny and goofy, but I'm sure it's a lot more tense.
Mhm.
I'm sure it was a lot more heated. So, and I love drama, so I can't wait to see it.
America, how about your jury vote at the end of the game? Was it even a close decision for you between Jag and Matt?
Did you hear Matt answer the questions? No, it wasn't even close. Honestly, I'm so glad I voted the way that I did. I would have looked so stupid if I had voted the other way. But I mean, going into it was pretty even. I was leaning heavily towards Jag just because it had seemed like, Matt was just following orders the entire time. And yeah, he had a good social game, but other than that, he really hadn't been directing anything or making any moves himself. And I was like, oh, well, Jag's the one winning the competitions. Also, I like kind of just like him better. Like I was closer to him than I am with Matt. So going into it, I was like, oh, like let me hear how they answer the questions, and I'll make my decision on the spot. I don't see anything wrong with that. But then after hearing, I mean, Matt's sucked. Jag sucked too, but like Matt just sucked harder. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna, give this to Cockadoodle Zoom. It was kind of intense. It was kind of scary. I was there like Jag, what the fuck? Like, who is this man? He's like, your blood and my hands. And all of a sudden he turned into like this.
By my will that you're sitting there.
Yeah, I was like, wait, does he know that we're voting for him? Like that we that we have a say? Because it was just so intense and so like, but I mean, I thought it was funny. And I joked around with him about it later. Like, Jag, what the fuck was that? Like, it was so weird. But I mean, yeah, it wasn't close, I guess. I think I went into it like already leaning towards Jag, and Matt answering those questions just like sealed it for me. I was like, yeah, no question.
Yeah.
Were you surprised that Jag ended up taking Matt to the end and not Bowie?
Oh, no. No, I know Jag had been preaching about integrity and loyalty on Big Brother of all places, which is stupid because he had no problem betraying like me and Cory or talking shit about anybody else. But, Matt's untouchable. And of course they had a final two. Like we all knew that. So I'm like, Jag's going to be loyal to that. I didn't know that he thought that he would lose. So I was like, that's so stupid. Like, why take someone if you know you're going to lose at the end? I don't care about morals. It's like there's money on the line. Why would you do that? But yeah, I think once Cirie was evicted, we're like, oh, they're taking each other. Even when it comes down to he's not going to cut Matt. Lame, but whatever. He's only seen season 20, let's be honest. So it's not like he was going to do anything cutthroat or, whatever.
Well, and season 16.
He did see season 16?
Oh yeah, he talked about the hitman all the time.
Ugh.
Because he wanted to be the hitman with Matt.
Of course he did. And I'm so mad about it. We got another season 16. Like, that was my least favorite season too. It was so boring. So
Why, America?
I hate the hitman. I don't care. I'm never gonna be on the winner's circle. I don't care to be on the winner's circle. I'll say it. So yeah.
Yeah. I have another soundbite. I forgot to play this one for Cory, but I thought you might enjoy it.
That is what we call shmoney. Don't ever repeat that. That was not something I said. Strike that from the record.
Yeah.
What is he talking about?
Shmoney. He's talking about his position in the game, I believe. He's talking about how, like, I think in this circumstance, it was when Felicia came to him about like Cirie or something. He was like, the fact that Felicia's worried about Cirie, that is what we call shmoney.
Oh, I'm gonna tease him about that. That's so lame. That's so annoying. Oh, and he's so wrong. Like, what? Like, Felicia doesn't care about anyone. That doesn't mean anything. She talks shit about every single person in the house.
Or you know what? It might have been them coming to him about Felicia. It was something to do with Felicia and the rift that had been forming.
Of course he did. Well, yeah, I heard they don't like each other, Felicia and Cirie, at all.
Yeah, well, yeah, what's going on with that?
I mean, because Cirie wasn't happy when she came into the jury house. She was pissed off. And she was just talking so much shit about Felicia that we're all like, was it Felicia's HOH that you went out on? And she's like, no, it was Matt. But Matt's all right. Matt's my guy. I'm going to go vote for Matt.
Felicia cut her toenails on Cirie's bed. Did you know that?
That's pretty bad. That's disgusting. I'd be pissed too.
Yeah.
I'd be calling her a bitch too if she did that to me. Yeah, it was bad. We could hear it from like the scramble room. Me and Cory would be in the scramble room. We could just hear like Felicia like cackling about something. And we're like, what happened? And Cirie's just sitting there like shaking her head like she just.
But America, can't you get them back together? Like, shouldn't Cirie and Felicia be friends after the show?
I mean, I'm not the one to talk. I'm not friends with like anybody this year. So what do I care? I don't know. Cirie can do whatever she wants. She's a legend. Felicia's an icon in her own way, right? I saw her live yesterday where she's opening up that package and the phone's upside down the entire time. I'm like, that is classic Felicia. She's just like so unintentionally funny. Yeah, she's great.
Let me we've got some questions from the listeners also. Justin Feinberg wanted to know, has Cory convinced America to watch Cirie's season of Survivor yet? You said you watched a couple seasons of Survivor. Do you have any interest in watching the Cirie seasons now?
Of course I do. They're on the list. We're actually going to go through them in order after we do 45. So
Okay.
we're starting with 1. I don't know which season she's on. Cory's mentioned it to me thousands of times. But yeah, I'm down. We're gonna watch them. It's gonna be so cool to see Cirie play. Yeah,
You've got to watch
looking
the
forward to it.
Traders too.
And the Traders and what the Mole and Snake in the Grass or
She
whatever
was not
else
on the
she's been on.
Mole. No.
Okay,
Snake in
but
the Grass.
Snakes in the Grass or something.
Snake
like
in the
that,
Grass. Well, Janelle's on that also.
Mhm.
Okay.
And Rachel.
Oh my god.
It was just like a 1 episode thing.
Yeah, that's like 1 hour.
Okay, I can
knock
do that.
out.
Easy.
You can knock that
Right now
out.
we're
pretty
watching
quick.
Hell's Kitchen, season 8.
Hell's
dramatic.
Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen, yeah. Cory's like a big Hell's Kitchen fan, and he says that season 8 of Hell's Kitchen is the best season of reality TV ever. So we'll see.
Okay, I haven't heard that before.
I've heard it from Cory a bunch, so I was like, okay, yeah, shut up, stop talking about it. I'll watch, whatever.
So far, is it living up to the hype?
It is. It's crazy. I'm 1 episode in, and everyone's yelling at each other, calling each other all sorts of names. This one lady already dropped in the middle of the kitchen and had to be rushed to the hospital. She's out of the game now, but it's been really dramatic. I think we needed more of that this season.
Yeah.
What
Well,
are you gonna do?
luckily you had so many people that were all about honor and integrity. So
Yay,
deal
that's
with
my
that, yeah.
favorite when watching Big Brother. I just love watching honest and loyal people play the game and not make any moves for themselves.
America, Philip Gilfus wants to know, if Cory hadn't been there, what would your game have looked like? Who would you have tried to work with?
Cam. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I mean, I think I would have still gotten along with I'm kidding about the Cam part. I'm totally kidding. Strike
Mhm.
that. It's a joke. Cam sucks. Put that on there. That's got to make it. I don't know how it would have worked differently. I feel like I still would have gotten pulled into family style, right? I don't know. I think I would have been more of a Jag groupie. I don't know. I just got really, really sorry. It's like I can't imagine a world without Cory, a game without Cory.
No.
I can't even picture it. I love him so much. No, I mean, I think I'd still be in the same position, probably a worse position. I think Cory helped me a little bit getting in with like Izzy and I mean, not Jared, maybe Cirie a little bit, just because I wasn't meshing with Izzy very well or that other side of the house, right? But I don't know. I probably would have left like 3rd week, 4th week, right? If it weren't for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, I guess if Cory's not there, he's not there to sort of, like, push the Heisem agenda. Heisem gets saved, and who knows who goes up in his place. You were certainly an option at that point.
Yeah.
And then Cirie's side probably crushes because Cory's also not there to help flip Jag and Matt and them with the information that he has. So, like, yeah, it's probably just good for Cirie.
It would have been a completely different game. Cirie and Jared and Izzy would have steamrolled. I would have been out week 3. I would be selling likes and follows on Instagram. it would just be completely different, you know? I could be a full-on influencer if it weren't for Cory. So
Do you think if you had gone pre-jury, would you have written Cory a letter for his HOA?
of course. We
Yeah.
joked around about it in the house. I was like, I really want a letter from Cory. I would have done it, of course. And I would have just been hearts and, you know, smooches and just like over the top, just to be funny. But of course, everyone would have been a hater and they would be like, oh, she's so weird. Why would she write that? And, you know, it would have been wouldn't have been as received as well as like Riley's letter, but fuck it.
Which
who
was
cares?
received extremely well.
What? Riley's?
Everybody loved it.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I heard, right? Like, that they were like, yay.
Not one
Riley.
person said a thing about Riley's letter.
I mean, I don't know, but like when Cirie came out and told us in jury, she's like, "Oh, everyone was super happy."
Oh,
Like
in the
Chad
house,
was,
yes.
yeah, in the house. I
Yeah.
know
Mm.
outside of the house, it's probably like weird as fuck. Like, but like in the house, everyone was like super giddy and
Yeah.
excited about it,
Mhm.
which I understand. It's funny, right?
Yeah. Speaking of Cirie, what about your reaction to the Jared and Cirie bombshell?
Ugh, it was insane. I was like, "Oh, everything makes sense now." And of course, like I wasn't working with them like that ever, so I wasn't as crushed as Cory was. I mean, he still is like beating himself up about it. He's like, "Oh, I should have known. I stood no chance." But for me, I'm like, "Oh, well, yeah, now things make sense a little bit." Everyone's been like, "Oh, they have the same face. You can see it." I was like, "No, you couldn't." They're like, "They had the same toothpaste." I was like, "How the fuck was I supposed to know that?" Like
They
I
had the
was
same
looking at,
toothpaste.
they apparently brought the same like weird, like really fancy toothpaste. And I'm like, you know what? Like I don't pay attention to things like that. I was,
Well,
doing
my
other
first
things.
thought when I see 2 people having the same toothpaste is that they must be mother and son, personally, so.
You should have been in the house, Taran. You
What
could have
toothpaste
like
do you use,
listened.
America? Because I don't know, we might be related, I'm not sure.
Oh, what else did they say? There's like, oh, there's so many clues. One time, like he like slipped up and said, that he was Jared Fields, and it's like, oh, I mean, lovely or
Well,
whatever.
the biggest one that we thought might like, unravel the whole thing is that I think you were there, he was talking to you and Cory about how he was on TV one time, and you're like, "Wait, when were you on TV?" And I think he said even, like, the age he was on TV, and he had previously said he had been
Yeah.
to Fiji, at that
He's like,
time.
I was on national TV when I was 18.
Yeah, and we
I
were
think
like, "Oh, maybe."
Like,
I
when
yeah,
were
I'm
you on
like, oh
national
no, I'm just
TV?
completely clueless. And I'd never seen Survivor before, but I had
Mhm.
questioned him about it. I was like, wait, what were you on TV for? But honestly, like Jared and I never really spoke about anything ever other than like Breaking Bad. So I didn't really, I don't know. I guess at that point I just wasn't listening to him. I was like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But oh, it makes so much sense. It's yeah.
And then also, like, Izzy knowing from the start is big, and then and then Blue knowing, not from the start.
I was like, oh, maybe I picked the wrong showmance. Maybe I should have cozied up with Jared and known the big secret. But no, we heard about it today because we were talking to Izzy, and she's like, yeah, like I pulled him night one. You can see it as
Mhm.
the credits are rolling that she's pulling him aside, and Paige, her girlfriend's like, yeah, and Bowie's right there witnessing
Yep.
everything, and
She's
Bowie's
so loud too, Izzy is, like, very loud about it, and Bowie's just watching them.
I'm like, I cannot wait to see that because I'm like, I know Bowie was just like head empty, zero thoughts as she's watching this take place. Like, this is the most important interaction that, for the season. Like, Izzy
Mm-hmm.
knowing was a huge thing. And Bowie's like, whatever. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I have no concept of time.
Yeah, exactly.
So the whole time that you were in the house with Cory, there was all this talk about Core America. Meanwhile, outside the house, Americory was a thing from very early on. What was your reaction to finding out that we outside the house were all calling it Americory, not Core America, which sounds like a bank?
Yeah, I think it is a bank. I got a picture from Zach, and it was like the Cormerica Bank. I was like, oh, time to go deposit my little stipend money,
Hmm.
the little that I got. But yeah, okay. I love Americory. I think it makes a lot of sense. Our brains are mush in the house because I don't know how we didn't come up with that. It was either Amori, which I think sucks, or Comerica. So we were going along with Comerica. And so I think there was a one eviction speech that I talk about Comerica haters. Um, Cory hated that. I wasn't a big fan, but I didn't have any other options. He's like, oh, it sounds too close to Cameron. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, it does. So I'm so glad that it's Americory. I love it. I think it's super cute. It makes sense.
Yeah, you saw the video from his family and the jury, right? Where they were like, "It's Americory."
Yeah, like it was so late too. We're like, what, week 13, and we're hearing this. We're like, oh, if only we would have known earlier. I was like, I wouldn't have made that dumbass eviction speech about Comerica. Um, but yeah, Americory's cute. We were thinking in the DR, I think we were like brainstorming like American Cory story or something like that, like instead of American Horror Story. But yeah, Americory's cuter.
Have you seen Corey's diary room? I think it was the first like diary room he had, like when they first introduced you as a couple, and it was during Path to Power. And he was like, "Yeah, I guess something like America's a big fan of me." Wink. Uh,
Oh, like I'm America's favorite player or something
yeah,
like
something
that,
like that.
right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I bet. Oh, going back to like DRs and stuff. I've seen a couple of mine, and I'm just so mad that like I go in, I talk for a while, whatever, and then they pick the clips where I'm like, "Hey, bad guys, stay away from my man," and I just sound so scripted and fake. Or the other one, speaking of the pressure cooker, where I'm like, I'm in the pressure cooker and I can't get this certain someone off my mind. And it's like, no, that's not it. But like obviously I'm a huge fan. So I go into the DR and I'm like, yeah, whatever you want me to say, I'll say it. But yeah, that was DRs are fun and I can't wait to see. I've seen some of Corey's. He's so funny. He'd come out and he'd be like, oh, I gave them like 7 different takes for what they asked. And I was like, oh, that's so fun. I can't wait to see it. I bet you're so funny. So
Do you have a plan for how you're going to start watching the episodes?
in order. I don't know. Yeah,
Are you
like
waiting for like a special occasion?
maybe I don't know, waiting for things to settle down a bit because I'm still a little bit salty. So maybe when I'm
It's
like,
gonna usually it makes you salty all over again. So
and you know what? And like it's not even like me being salty or like with any of the cast members, like whatever.
Mhm.
Um, it's more of a like I heard the episodes were kind of shit. And didn't really portray the season accurately or what was happening. And, you know, they switched the narrative a lot of weeks. So that's going to be
Maybe you should just
frustrating.
watch Taran's live feed updates and just binge that.
Honestly, that might be a better idea. And I'll watch the competitions, right? Because that's going to be fun to watch because I really want to watch Felicia's Haunted House
Mhm.
clip. I heard that one's really, really funny. And we heard about it from her in the house. So I was like, that's
Mm.
hilarious. I cannot wait to see her walk out the front door.
Yeah, I remember, I think Blue thought you didn't finish the haunted
They
house. Yeah.
That was literally the first question that they asked me in the jury house. Blue and Cam were like, "Be honest, did you Hakuna Matata?" And I was like, "No," because that was like the safe word. I was like, "No, I didn't Hakuna Matata," because I came out from that competition. I was just completely dry.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what haunted house y'all were at, but like there wasn't that much mud in my tunnel, and like there wasn't that. They're like, "Oh, I was knee deep in this like puddle," and I was like, "Oh, like I was like ankle deep. Like it wasn't that serious." But no, I tried my best, but it was my first time in a haunted house. I don't like scary stuff. I was legitimately scared. Like things were popping up and I was like startled. I was straight up not having a good time. I was trying to get through as fast as I could, as quickly as possible, but I didn't give up. Still, like I tried my best and I just sucked.
Brandon Mullet has a question. Other than Jared and Cirie, what's the most surprising thing you found out after leaving the house?
Um, oh, I thought of this early. Um, I guess Izzy not being a big part of the episodes was a little shocking because the
Mhm.
entire time I was like, "Oh, Izzy's the villain." And she's got to be a great villain. You know, Izzy's just like so charismatic and like really passionate about things and like her eyes will pop out of her head when she's talking to you. Like she's really like emotional. She's so fun. So like knowing that she's not a big part of the episodes is kind of weird, especially considering that she was like kind of running shit.
Yeah.
Uh
Weird for us too.
yeah, for the first like half, right? Or up until like she left. So that was surprising. Mimi's storage room talks. I had no idea they were happening. I was like, Mimi, why couldn't I be in the storage room with you? We could have done like a storage room alliance. Like that's all I wanted from you. So that Cam being like the hero of the season. Surprising.
Not to him.
Oh, I know, but he knew. He knew all of this was gonna happen, just like he knew that he was gonna come back zombie week and the resurrection rumble was gonna happen. He called every single just like he knew that Bowie Jane was a lawyer.
Mhm.
Which I'm still not convinced he he found out, or he just came up with that on his own, but whatever. Yeah, I think that's it. Hisam being a doctor, I totally didn't see that coming. But other than that, I don't think so. Okay. Blue not being an influencer was a shock. I was like,
She's a
wait, so
strategist.
this is you? Like, you're just like this? You know what I mean? Like, this is Kitty Kitty Purr is not for fun. It's not for social media. Like,
Mhm.
that was
Just the thing
shocking.
that people say.
Maybe I don't know, maybe in where she's from in Riverside, California, but I've never heard that here in New York.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was like, that was crazy. To this day, I was like, there's no way. I questioned her about it so much in the jury house. I was like, what? I was like, no, you're an influencer. She's like, no, I'm not.
Did
I
you
was
did
like,
you
Not
hear
yet.
her reasoning as to why she lied about her job?
because she's a strategist, whatever that means.
Yeah.
She's like,
Mhm.
oh,
I mean, hey,
people.
if you had known she was a strategist as her
Everything would have
job,
been completely different.
yeah.
I would have been like, oh, she has a brain. No, Blue's great. And I never underestimated Blue. I knew she was smart. Like, come on, she was doing really well in the quiz competitions. She was placing second, third, and like all the vetoes. She was up there. I didn't think she was dumb, but I just didn't think this Kitty Kitty Purr character was just her, like, herself for fun. Like, I thought she must have had like an audience that liked that shit, and that's why she was doing it.
Nope, nobody
Because I could
likes it.
hear her from the scramble room in the diary room. Like, that thing is insulated, and I could hear her yelling in there. And I was like, oh my God, like, the Kitty Kitty Purr fan base, loves this. They're eating the shit up. Why? Yeah.
There's a lot of cat people that love Big Brother. Some
Yeah.
people on this podcast.
Yeah. Are they Kitty Kitty Purr fans too?
Taran.
Obviously, yeah.
Mhm.
And
Boots down, slay.
Wolf Gurr, I think, is
America, I have seen on social media that you are moving, correct?
I think so.
Yeah. Could you talk about your move?
So yeah, I mean, I was like, I really wanted to come to New York after the show. I love New York, and most importantly, I can't drive. So New York is like a great place to be. But after thinking about it, I was like, why am I gonna make our relationship, me and Cory's relationship, long distance if it doesn't have to be? I don't have anything really tying me down to New York. Nashville seems like a cool city. I've never been. He has space in his dorm. So I'm like, why not? Let me just set up my little air mattress in there. But yeah, I think, I mean, January 1st or February 1st is the idea. That's the plan. Nashville's the move for now. I'm super excited. I'll learn how to drive. Fuck it. If I have to.
You can do it.
I can't just Uber everywhere. But yeah, so I think that's the plan. I'm not sure exactly when, but yeah, I'm just like, I want to spend more time with Cory, and it seems kind of weird for us to have spent, the last 3-4 months together and then just have that, like,
Mhm.
cut that off and have him go to school, and when it doesn't have to be that way. Why am I making it harder for us?
Okay, let's talk about what's next for you, okay? Because Big Brother 25, this can't be the end of your reality TV adventures, right? Right?
Yeah, so I am happy to announce that me and Cory will actually be going on Temptation Island.
Whoa. Okay.
No, I'm joking. I don't know. I mean, I think this is it for now.
Okay,
If I
well
could go,
let's throw some stuff out,
yeah.
okay? All right. Would you be open to the challenge USA?
I gotta start working out,
Mhm.
but I'd be down. Hall brawl seems fun, right?
Hey, they
Uh,
really made it very, like, safe, the hall brawl.
okay, yeah, I'm down for it. Also, basically, I mean, you saw the competitions this season of Big Brother. It was basically like the challenge or
Mhm.
mini the challenge.
honestly, the challenge is a little better in terms of, like, they're actually gonna account for size differences,
Mhm.
and there's,
Did you
like
see me on that wall? I stood no chance. I was like this the entire time. I was like,
Mhm.
oh fuck, I'm dead.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do the challenge. Why not? It seems fun, and all my faves have gone on the challenge.
Okay. What about the traders?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen the show. I don't know what it's about, honestly.
It's kinda
Mm.
like
But
Mafia, where it's like there's a couple of traders and they, like, kill someone every night, and then you vote someone out every day that you think is a traitor.
that sounds like a lot of fun. During summer of 2020, when Among Us was a big thing,
Yep.
I would do it on the random, like with the randos, and I'd play that for 9
Mhm.
hours a day.
Oh my god.
Well, hey,
So
if you need some other randos to play with, we're playing, a very similar game every week, so if you ever wanna join.
yeah, I'm down. So yeah, Among Us, the traders,
Okay.
I'm down for it.
This is a big one, America. Would you and Cory do The Amazing Race?
Oh, I think so. I think Corey's like, I'm awful with asking for directions. And I'm like, oh, well, I got you. I'm not scared of asking for directions. And if that's what you're scared of, going into it, like that's your hesitation. I don't think you need to be scared. Like, fuck it, let's do it. I think it'd be fun. We get to travel. It's like a scavenger hunt, right? Around the world. It sounds like a lot of
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, anything to like get to play with Corey again. I had so much fun. I would love to do it again.
Just have
Okay.
Derek and Claire coach you up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They can tell you, it could be a good decision, if you want.
You gotta
Mhm.
follow in their footsteps. We do that US weekly photo shoot,
Yep.
Mhm.
then win the
Yeah, where is
amazing
that?
race.
Where's the photo shoot? I feel like I've been waiting for a photo shoot. Nothing's coming.
It's coming. We're
Okay.
working on it. It'll happen. He'll be
I
shirtless. It'll be just like Derek and
Okay.
Claire.
I'm expecting a shirtless Cory. I mean, the mustache is gone now, so missed opportunity already,
Mhm.
but
I can draw it
Cory
on.
can get some other people in a chokehold,
Yeah.
like Derek X, his predecessor.
Exactly. That's funny.
Mhm. And then what else is coming up for you?
I don't know. I mean, as of right now, we're just traveling, waiting for things to settle. I've been trying to catch up with, just family, friends everywhere. We're going to Providence tomorrow. We're gonna meet with Turner um,
Okay.
from last season. That's gonna be fun,
Yes.
and we're gonna meet with Michelle Costa as well, which I'm
Oh,
there you
okay.
go.
super excited to meet. I
Yeah.
met her at a meet and greet like 5-6 years ago. So it's gonna be like a, full circle like moment for me. I'm super stoked. But other than that, yeah, I'm just like focusing on the move. That's like the one thing on my mind. I'm like, okay, I gotta find an apartment, figure out the job situation. Cause like I was a receptionist here in New York before the show. I quit that for, Big Brother. And it's like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go back to that.
Yeah. What kind of work are you looking for?
One that pays. I don't know, one that
Hmm.
pays well. I really at this point, maybe I'll survive off of cameos for a bit, TBH.
Yes.
Uh,
Would you be an influencer?
I I don't think I could be. I'm kind of camera shy.
Practice your kitty kitty purrs.
Oh my god.
What's the best you got? Oh,
Kitty kitty purr, boots down sleigh, America 1, Corey 0.
wow. I
It's pretty
mean,
good.
yeah, I think there's a future there.
Don't show blue. She'll talk more shit. Please don't show blue.
Also that you were a big fan of Josh Duhamel. Did you have a chance to watch any buddy games yet, America?
Not yet, but I'm waiting for that call. Josh Duhamel, I'm a huge stan.
Mm-hmm.
I think I called him Zaddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't
And
got
he
a
has
chance,
not
but I've
reached
heard
out to you?
he hasn't. No, how dare he?
Mm.
He might reach out to Matt first before the Duhamel maniac before he reaches out to me.
Yeah. How was Todrick's house?
It was crazy. It was so he had like nutcrackers, like 20-foot tall nutcrackers everywhere. Which was strange. It was early November, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Are you
Um,
ready?
he was ready for Christmas, I guess. It was fine. It was nice. It was crazy, like to meet everybody there. I met a bunch of people from from Big Brother, and I'm like shaking hands with Monty, and then somebody taps my shoulder and it's Pooch, and I'm like, oh my god, my 2 favorite people ever.
Wow, Monty and Pooch.
Yeah. But icons, right? BB
Mhm.
icons.
BB icons.
No, it was super. It was fun. It was just so crowded, and I'm just like, I just want to drink, but I can't because everyone keeps wanting to talk to me. But it was a fun time. I wouldn't live there, but it
Yeah.
was
Does
seemed like a nice place.
Todrick go up to everybody and say, like, hey, if you want to live at my house, you can?
I don't know. I didn't get invited. I did speak to him. He was
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah.
Guess he didn't see any of my Celebrity Big Brother tweets, which was
Mhm.
good.
Yes.
But yeah, he was very nice. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this has been so much fun. Taran, anything else for America?
No, just thank you for, hanging out with us here. Been a
Yeah.
good time.
Thank you. It was a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Super fun. America, anything else you want to let people know?
I don't know. Thanks, y'all. Please give me some time to do the cameos. I will get back on. I do have my phone now, but it's just a lot. And I thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to be tweeting with y'all next season for
Yeah.
BB26. I'll be
And
on
not
there.
from Cory's Nintendo Switch.
Not from Cory's Nintendo Switch. That is done. I have my phone.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I'm excited to watch Reindeer Games on CBS
Yes. Okay. And
along with
Paramount Plus.
after the Young Sheldon premiere, right? Or
I think Young Sheldon is ending, I think. I don't know.
yeah, it's ending.
Yeah.
It's the last season. So
Yes.
yeah,
Last
You
season.
ready,
watch
to do
Young
some
Sheldon.
podcasts with us?
What was that?
You ready to do some podcasts with us about the show?
Young Sheldon, I'm down.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, definitely.
No, the Reindeer Games. Oh my god. I'm like deciding whether or not I want to watch, but who are we kidding? I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be hate tweeting. So
Yeah.
yes, I'm down.
Join
Give
the
me the mic.
fun. Okay. All right. Well, America, thank you so much. Of course, if you're not following America, you're missing the show. Okay. So make sure to fix that in case you are not. And yeah, are the cameos back open yet?
No, not
Okay.
yet. But they will be. I
Okay. They will
promise.
be. They will be at some point. Looking forward to seeing you in New Orleans.
I'm so excited.
Should be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. And thanks to everybody who checked this out. We've got plenty of other stuff going on in the meantime as we wait for Reindeer Games, all at robhasawebsite.com. Taran, what else is coming up for you?
Find me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Taran Armstrong. Watching Survivor live with everyone. And we'll be doing a soundbite tournament for Big Brother 25 soon. Who has the best soundbite? And is it this?
Wrong.
We'll just have to wait and see. And then we'll Reindeer Games is coming up soon.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.